The following information comes from research presented in this book by Emily Zola et al., as well as the Expendable for a Cause website. Links to both will be in the description. The 2021 Netflix documentary, Night Stalker, The Hunt for a Serial Killer, featured an alleged child victim of Richard Ramirez. Her name is Anastasia Hronas. Hronas bravely spoke out about her horrific kidnapping ordeal. This video is not designed to discredit Anastasia. What happened to her was real, but there was no evidence that the abductor was Richard Ramirez. Speaking in 2021, Anastasia remembered that, in her half-asleep state, the person seemed familiar.
It kind of hurts me to say that there was a familiarity. He reminded me of a family member.
This matches a contemporary newspaper article from the Los Angeles Times. She mistook him for her father. The Arcadia Tribune has a variation of the story. It says that Anastasia told police that the kidnapper pretended to be her babysitter. She said, "So I thought, that's okay. I know him. So I guess this is okay that I'm going." There are variations in where Anastasia was taken. This June 30th, 1985 article says she was taken to an apartment or hotel. There were more details in the Orange County Register. She described an old, beat-up and blue motel that should have been easy to find. However, 36 years later, Anastasia described it as a dirty dwelling with dogs and a fence.
And then we got to where we were going. I remember there being German shepherds barking and a chain link fence. And he made me get into a zipped up duffel bag. And he told me, "You need to be quiet. You need to get in here. Don't mess with me. Do what I say."
This seems like a house. But in 1985, Ramirez was homeless and lived in flop houses and cars. She said, "We had to walk through a room with a couch, and everything was dark and kind of dingy. The windows were covered with drapery or something that made it dark and just slimy. There were food packages from takeout around." Anastasia revealed that the kidnapper was playing a Madonna record on repeat, including the song Like a Virgin. Ramirez was not known for listening to Madonna. What about the abductor's appearance? First of all, children often lack the vocabulary needed to accurately describe people. But what Anastasia said did not match Ramirez. The Los Angeles Times said the suspect was 10 to 20 years older than him. And at 5 feet 7 inches, he was considerably shorter. The Orange County Register called the man slender and of medium height. But of course the excuse will be that children are not good judges of age and height. Regardless, Ramirez was noticeably tall and surely would have seemed very big to a 6-year-old. Anastasia was found wearing a man's jacket and socks. Would these items have fit Ramirez? Was there any forensic evidence? We will never know because it is unlikely that they were ever tested. Detective Gil Carillo revealed something interesting about Anastasia's attacker. He had a feature that definitely did not match Ramirez, a Native American tattoo on his arm.
And one of our survivors, matter of fact, Anastasia, little 6-year-old, she said he had something on his arm and it looked like an Indian headdress. She was drawing it as a kid.
An Indian headdress is good recall. It is very distinctive. This should have been a good lead. Instead, Carillo corrected Anastasia. He said the Indian headdress was actually a pentagram drawing made from a ballpoint pen.
It was a pentagram. He used to draw the pentagram on his arm every time he went out.
There is a huge difference in detail between a Native American headdress and a star in a circle. A 6-year-old child would know how to identify a star. It seems wrong to correct a victim this way instead of releasing details about the kidnapper's tattoo to the public. What motive might Carillo have for correcting her? Carillo had a pattern of creating tenuous links between crimes throughout the entire Night Stalker case. The eyewitness descriptions of multiple survivors have been lied about. They described someone other than Ramirez. Is it really likely that every single victim, young and old, were confused because it was dark? Or were sheriff's detectives manipulating the case? The blame cannot solely rest on Carillo. Other detectives were involved in interviewing survivors who changed their stories. The final manipulation of Anastasia Ronas occurred at the lineup on September 5, 1985.
The night of the lineup, they brought a 6-year-old surviving victim.
For 6 years old, she was just unbelievable. She sat in the audience of potential witnesses.
Carillo revealed that Anastasia asked which way she should write the number 2.
They said, now, is there anybody that has any questions? Her little hand went up. What is it, sweetheart? She says, do I write the word 2 or the number 2?
This suggests that she independently identified Ramirez because she was clever and perceptive. That is undeniable. But that doesn't mean she cannot be manipulated. She was just 6 after all. Watch this next footage where a sheriff's deputy signals for witnesses to choose suspect 2. Ramirez.
The number and will be referred to only by number. Number 2, step to the red square in the center of the line. If you can identify a suspect, mark the card with his number on the line provided.
A public defender, Judy Crawford, observed the lineup witness a sheriff's deputy crouch down with the children making the same gesture. This is from Ramirez's 2006 direct appeal. It's hard to read, but this was her written statement. The researchers from Expendable for a Cause website found this in Los Angeles County Hall of Records.